Hello everyone, today I will be painting a Soviet soldier from the Winter War, 1939 to 1940. This miniature is designed by Bill Thornhill and sold by Trenchworks Miniatures. I begin by blocking out the base with German camouflage black-brown. Mix up a 50-50 mix of burnt umber and English uniform. Apply this mixture to the puttees and, although not shown here, to the pouches. Now for the greatcoat, we will mix up 3 parts German camouflage black-brown to 1 part stone gray and 1 part canvas. As with all our layers, we want to thin down the paint and apply multiple layers. Mix up an even mix of German camouflage black-brown and leather brown, and apply this to the Soviet's Budenovka and his boots. Later, I decide to paint the straps on the bedroll with this mixture as well. I decide to finish the mud on the base by dry brushing with chocolate brown followed by tan earth. I'll base coat the figure's backpack with an even mix of Russian uniform and green gray. Now for the bedroll, we will use German camouflage dark green. Now we will mix up an even mix of German camouflage black-brown and canvas. This will be applied to the gloves. Here I am applying the previous mixture of burnt umber and English uniform to the pouches. Now we will apply a 50-50 mix of German camouflage black-brown and cavalry brown to the webbing. Fill in the face using Bugman's glue. The wood stock of the rifle will be painted with a flat brown. For the shaft of the entrenchment tool, use chocolate brown. Next, for the red star and collar tags, use Mephiston red with a hint of German camouflage black-brown mixed in. After, fill the metal details on the Moisenegant with a black paint. After our base coats have been applied, leave the miniature to dry, approximately an hour or overnight. Once dried, we will take Gravelord Grey, a speed paint from Army Painter, and apply this in between all the different articles of clothing and where there is a change in color. Also apply this into the eye sockets and mouth. Once our black lining is dried, we will start layering up. We will begin this process by reapplying the base coat to clean up and push back the black lining, as well as solidifying our color. The base coat will act as our shadow layer, and from here we will build up the color by gradually adding thin layers of paint, each layer covering less surface area than the previous. Thinning the paint will give a subtle translucent effect, so each coat applied will give a gradual transition to our midtone and then to our highlight. This first layer will be a 3-part German camouflage black-brown to 2 parts stone gray and 2 parts canvas. I am now at an even mix of the German camouflage black-brown, stone gray, and canvas. This layer will consist of 1 part German camouflage black brown, 2 parts stone gray, and 2 parts canvas. We have now reached what I would consider our mid-tone layer. This is a 1 part German camouflage black brown, 3 part stone gray, and 3 part canvas mix. Now we will begin transitioning to our highlight layer. From here on, we will add stone gray to our mixture until we reach our desired brightness. This layer consists of 1 part German camouflage black brown, 4 parts stone gray, and 3 parts canvas. This will be my final layer, consisting of 1 part German camouflage black brown, 5 parts stone gray, and 3 parts canvas. We will apply this layer focusing on the highest parts of the folds, which are visible top down, and along the bottom of the greatcoat. Now that the greatcoat is complete, I will move on to the webbing. I will begin by re-establishing the base coat with the even mix of German camouflage black brown and cavalry brown. I then layer up by adding the cavalry brown to the mix, each layer focusing closer and closer to the edge of the belt. Moving on to the puttees and pouches, reapply our 50-50 mix of burnt umber and English uniform. Now we will use English uniform to layer up. From here on, we're going to start adding khaki to our mix. Here I'm at an even mixture of khaki and English uniform. As we layer up, keep adding khaki. I am now at pure khaki. Now I decide to work on the face. I start with the eyes by taking ivory and painting two thin lines. Next, take a black and dot, then outline the eye. Now we will use our base coat of Bugman's Glow to clean up the face and push back the black lining. For my skin tone, I will be using Citadel's Triad of Bugman's Glow, Cadian Flesh Tone, and Kislev Flesh. In between, we will mix an even mix of each paint to act as a transition layer. To weather the face, mix a hint of Luftwaffe uniform World War II with Cadian Flesh Tone and apply to the upper lip. Next, run Careboard Crimson into the mouth. Now, mix Cadian Flesh Tone and Careboard Crimson to a glaze and apply this to the nose and cheeks. For the tongue, mix a hint of Pink Horror and Cadian Flesh Tone. Lastly, use Stone Grey for the teeth. Now, I will mix up a 50-50 mix of German Camouflage Black Brown and Leather Brown to clean up the boots and the Budenovka. We can also apply this to the straps on the bedroll. We will proceed to add Leather Brown as we layer up. For our mid-tone layer, we're now at a pure leather brown. We will transition to our highlight layer by slowly introducing khaki to the leather brown. Here, I am at 2 parts leather brown to 1 part khaki. I have worked my way up to 1 part leather brown to 2 parts khaki. I opt to stop here for my highlights. Take Agrax Earthshade and apply this as a glaze over the boots and Budenovka. Mix German camouflage black-brown with canvas in a 1-1 mix and apply to the gloves. We then proceed to layer up by mixing more canvas for each layer, ending at a pure canvas. For the rucksack, evenly mix Russian uniform and green-gray. As we layer up, we'll add more green-gray to the mixture. For our highlight, we'll add a hint of Iraqi sand to the green-gray and Russian uniform mix. Now for the bedroll, mix German camouflage black-brown and German camouflage dark green in a 1:2 ratio. Our next layer will consist of just German camouflage dark green. Now we'll gradually introduce US olive drab to the German camouflage dark green. Keep adding the US olive drab until you're satisfied with the color. For the wood furnishing of the figure's Mosin-Nagant rifle, we will reapply flat brown. Next, we will use mahogany brown and orange brown, applied by painting thin lines along the length of the rifle. Our goal here is to give the impression of a wood grain. Now, I will prep the metallic areas by reapplying the black. I realized we forgot the wood haft of the entrenchment tool. We will use the same technique as the rifle by using chocolate brown, beige brown, and tan earth. Now for the iconic Soviet red star. I reapply Mephiston red with a hint of German camouflage black-brown. I then apply multiple layers of Mephiston red, each layer focusing higher up on the star and collar. To highlight, I add some Evil Sun Scarlet to the Mephiston red and apply to the top edges of the star and collar. With all of our dull colors complete, we will apply gunmetal to the metal details on the rifle, as well as on any buckles on the miniature. Gradually introduce silver to our gunmetal and highlight the bayonet. Each layer apply further up along the bayonet, with the brightest being at the tip. Now, I will prep the miniature for snow effects by mixing off-white with a hint of sky gray and dry brushing this on the base and along the bottom of the gray coat. At this stage, I recommend varnishing your miniature. I use 1 layer of gloss varnish for protection, then 2 layers of matte varnish. Once your miniature has been varnished and has had time to completely cure, we will begin to apply the snow effects. I will be using Valhalla Blizzard from Citadel. Pick up a dab of this product and smear it onto the base with a hobby spatula. Then wet your spatula and you can smooth it out. Now, with the old brush, apply globs to the bottom of the greatcoat, the puttees, his shoulders, backpack, and Budenovka. Wipe your brush clean, then dab at the globs to break them up into smaller particles. Give the snow effects time to cure, then take a dry brush and brush away the particles that did not completely adhere to the miniature. This has been how I would paint a Soviet soldier for the Winter War. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, I truly appreciate it. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing, as I intend to make more of these videos in the future. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time.